Hello, welcome yet to another live modeling session with Thangys. Today we're gonna create this. Yes, I already know that you love it. Let's proceed. This is our Jimmy, beautiful Jimmy. Let's turn off the last nostalgia tie that we were creating last time and let's begin. I'm gonna switch to the normal modeling mode and we gonna go a little bit untraditional. How do you call the opposite of traditional? Yeah, the opposite. We're gonna go the opposite of the traditional way today than we usually go for. So that's gonna be again very educational for both sides. So I just added a plain shift A, nothing complicated. That's something that we always do. G, Z, and let's move it like this. Okay. I had in mind a certain way to do this. So okay, let's just tap to the edit mode, Ctrl R and make a cut in the middle. Very easy, nothing complicated. Now we're gonna delete those vertices and probably also those ones. Okay, I'm also surprised that we did that. Select everything as to scale and let's do X and let's just make it very short like this. So the very first thing we're gonna do right now is create the code itself, because that's usually the most complicated part of the whole, and we were trying different approaches to create that code before with copying the body and etc, but today I decided to go with a different style. So let's move it to around this place over here, and the idea here and today is basically to create that code from the scratch. So it's gonna be a little bit more challenging than usual. So let's I'm gonna place it actually to this place. I'm sorry, I was having it here at the neck, but anyway, so let's rotate it. Let's say like, I think we can go this way, and I'm gonna just place it really so it kind of touches body. And so the idea here today is to play with the extrusion. So we're gonna select this vertex here and we're just gonna place E and we're just gonna draw and we'll just go around the body. Okay, so that's hopefully very easy for you as well. And here the first tricky part comes, the neck. Okay, so let's say that we want that code to end here, and I just deleted the last vertex that I extruded because I didn't use it. And so at this point here we probably would like to go around the neck, right? So let's go with 7 to the top view, and here we can see the outer circle of that neck. It's probably, yeah, it is what it is. So we kind of know that it's around here. So now we're gonna go with extrusion and actually will go manually like this around the neck. Okay, so I will just go as fast as possible because I guess that you already know what's happening here, and I actually went way too much, didn't I? Because obviously we know that the code just goes kind of around the neck, but then it doesn't necessarily. So I just deleted the last vertices. Let's see how it looks from the top view, sorry, the front view, and you can see that this is already cool. And we gonna go and yes, now we will proceed with extruding it forward again. So let's number 1. So the first extrusion will be still sort of, let me see what happens if we do this. Okay, not bad, but I guess that we will still extrude it X, and from this point we're gonna go down. Okay, again let's just go all the way down. So but the music, so I'm just pressing E on my keyboard and then dragging that vertex that was newly created like this down. Nothing really complicated, I would say. Okay, so let's fix this G. And extrude it again so it kind of goes around the body. Okay, so this was very simple, I would say, kind of, right? Wasn't it? So again, the tricky part here is the neck, so I'm gonna go and let's fix those straight away. Okay, and let's see what happens. So we would just go and place it. So I'm pressing just GX and moving. Sorry, it's just GZ. Okay. You can see that there's maybe a certain shortcut. Okay, so this is it, and now let's do another thing that is called extrusion. So now we selected everything with A. If you don't have anything, just press A on the keyboard and E to extrude and drag it, and then click Y on your keyboard. So let's do this again. You can see that we got extruded, which is already really fine and nice, right? Why not? I guess that we're just gonna fix those two little bit, just a little bit. Okay, nothing crazy, but I just toggle the X view and then this is just gonna G them out like this. Obviously you have to always select those with the selection. Okay, so let's take all those. Okay, it's just a small detail that I think that later on can cause some trouble, so sorry for this. We just need to really make it kind of smoothie, right? And it's not that important, but now I guess that it's way nicer. Okay, obviously we could get that shape also in a different way, but this is what we managed to do. So let's tap into the edit mode, and we can also toggle off the extra view. So at this point here, my idea was to now align all those vertices in the same line, so we can do the same extrusion along the shoulder down the body. So let's just assume that I don't know anything about blenders, so I'm just gonna do this manually. Right, this is probably something that you would just, or not you, but usually me would just come up. Okay, so I'm just gonna G and Y, and then I'm just gonna drag this so it's kind of in the same line with the other vertices. It doesn't have to be again the precise, but you know, G, Y, and let's just check it out. G, Y. So it's important to use that locking feature, because otherwise you would get into trouble. Let's look at this. So we're just gonna G, Y those up, back down. Okay. Again, I guess, I mean, we won't be achieving any perfection anyway, so, but just so you know, there is actually a certain more clever way to align those vertices in just, you know, one line. But let's say that, I mean, I don't actually remember it anyways. So let's Shift Alt and click on this vertex. This way we got all of them selected. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we can do our favorite extrusion. But first, let me fix also those. You can see that they're still a little bit misaligned, just a little bit. Okay, G, Y. Okay, so we will try to actually be, I think here we would like to see it from the top view. Oh, look at that. Maybe I should have done it before in this. Okay. Okay, so I guess this is very nice already. So I am having everything selected, and let's just do the extrusion of that beautiful coat of ours. So I'm just gonna go E, Y, and let's drag it out like that. Now let's see what happens if we actually gonna apply the scale. Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Look at that. Okay, cool. So obviously here at the bottom, it's gonna touch the body a little bit, but other than that, I think that we are totally fine. We can also just do the S and scale it in the Z axis, right? So this way we would get this sort of this angled shoulder that goes down, and I think that's perfect. And obviously we would always need to somehow compensate those those vertices here that are somehow just getting a little bit misplaced. But I think that in the same fashion we can do something like okay, let me see. Okay, I think we'll just let's do the scale. Okay, let's do the scaling just like that, a little bit in the Z axis, and then we can G, Z and move it down, right? So I guess that this would be the way to do that. So again, G, oh sorry, I already did that D, so now we're just gonna take those vertices up, G, Y, right? And now we're just gonna S, Z again, like that, G. If we did it, you know, like it was too much, we can still scale it up. And G, X. Okay, now you can see that we still need to compensate G. So S, Y, a little bit, G, and then just drag it down. E, Y. And now I guess that you know the whole thingy already. So this is also one of the ways that how we can build the sort of clothing around the body of our character. And to be honest, I kind of like it actually. To be very honest, I do like it, because then you get this beautiful mesh that you can work with, right? You can add so many details there without any hassle, because usually when you just copy the whole body, it has a different topology, I would say, in the correct Blender and terminology. So extrude it again, and now just G, Y, and I guess we just gonna finish the last part. So S, Z, G, and just drag it down like this, okay? And so look at that, looks so cool. We can obviously also fix that from the top, and we shall, but right now I think, or let's do it straight away as well with this last one. So before we were scaling it in this axis, and now we're gonna do it in the X one. So I guess that this would be ideal. Shift, okay, unselect everything, shift click on this vertex here, let's shift, okay, shift click on that edge there as X, and now we can just play with that angle. I think that this one needs to be there, so this can be X, and just, you know, make it like this. Okay, I actually do like this music now already a lot. So anyway, so unselect everything, select only this loop here, and then press F. Okay, so that was simple as that. We're gonna have the edgy shoulder, perfect. So let us see what happens if we add the modifiers. So the first that I have in mind would be adding the mirror, but in the y-axis, and let's just make sure that it's gonna be okay. Wow, look at that, look at that, my friends. Okay, not bad, right? Not bad at all. Obviously if you want this smooth, let's just add the subdivision surface straight away, so it would all be okay. Oops, see, look at this. In here we probably would like to have it. Okay, so let's G, Y, and let's just, sorry, G, Y, and let's just drag it out, okay? Without any regrets, I mean. So let me see what happens if we actually add the bevel first. And okay, so this is the furthest that we can go. We can add the segment here to make it more smooth, but here this edge is just and hopefully it won't be that annoying. Otherwise we will have to proceed with some certain techniques how to fix this. Okay. Yeah, so this is something that is a little bit unfortunate, but now I will just show you a trick. If you add a loop here and then just drag it down like this, it will get a little bit better. But usually what we would do is creating another loop inwards in here then, and like this, and then drag this down like this. Okay, and then you would just sort of fix the whole thingy. But let's keep it with bevel. I also right click on it and did the shade smooth though, so that's so far okay, I guess. And look at this. Okay, so yeah, let's keep it like this for now. I guess it's okay. I think there's this little fragment here of this one. We didn't scale it in the x-axis, so we're just gonna try to do that right now. Right, so we would have that. So we would have a little more of the space there, and obviously the first one is also as x, just tiny bit, okay. Perfect. So it will be less edgy here. Okay, so now let's proceed with that code. So I guess that we would like to have the V shape here again as usual. So let's select those vertices down here. We're gonna select the proportion, editing, G. We can do, yeah, let's include, yeah, let's make it, yeah, you can adjust the level of the influence on your remounts, G, Y, and let's just drag it inwards like that. Now let's do the same, and now we can see that we can even rotate it and do all sort of things, but I guess that this is fine. Okay, let's just see the render. Okay, so that's it. Using very simple techniques. Now I'm gonna turn off this, and we're actually gonna make it a little bit more edgy, I would say. And also what I also had in mind was way more edgy actually, like this. It's just a code, right? So you can see that usually our style of modeling is a little bit, I would say, you know, it's just always just moving vertices around. So it's not the rocket science at all. Okay, this will definitely need to deal with somehow. Let's try to close this loop as well. So let's see if it helps. Okay. Made it even worse, right? So I guess I will just keep it like that. But I think I really want to use this subdivision surface, by the way, right? So let's just select this loop here, and let me see if we can do something like, okay, let's select the edges and let's do the edge split here. Okay, you know what, yeah, we just gonna split it, or split, I think it's the correct way to say it in English. Okay, so it's just gonna be flat. That's fine, we don't really mind, do we? So this is the way it looks now. Obviously we can play with it and make it more into a shoulder, but I guess at this point, yeah, fine. Or let's see what happens if we do the extrusion. Yeah, the same sort of problem. But I think there is a solution for that, and that would be, oops, what happened? Okay, we don't want that. Okay, it still has the same. Okay, let's P and do the selection. Now it became a separate object. So now let's tap into that one. Let's do just a slight extrusion like that. Now see that it's quite nice. And let's do again the extrusion, and let's just scale it down. G, Z, and move it. It's too much. Maybe like this. And I think that the scale was way too much. G, Z. I think we'll keep it as it was like this. It's cool. Maybe even like this. And all we have to do now is just G, X, Y, and let's just move it inside that code. Okay, so it's just gonna make that little shoulder of ours, and it already has the modifier on top of it. Okay, so this is it. Now we have perfect code here, and okay, see that. I think that we accidentally moved some vertices that we actually didn't really want to move, but anyway, so let's just GY them out. GY, G, and let's just close the loop. Okay, it's an accident. So now it's time to get one of those colors for the code, and before that I'd like to also add one detail here. I want to have that. Sorry, because we were making a lot of colors already, so that's easy. So let's just Shift A and let's add a plane. Let's see where the plane is. Okay, it's just all up there. This is gonna be easy. Okay, number one, G, place it to close to the neck, tap to the edit mode, make sure that everything is selected as X, and let's scale it down. Okay, S, X, Y actually this time. Okay, that's it. Tap, let's move it here where that, I don't know how it's called, but you will see that's just a little, make a loop here. G, Y. Now I guess that you know what I talk about, and we can add the solidify modifier like this, very easy, and then we're gonna add the bevel, so it's a little rounded, and right after the bevel let's add the subdivision surface. Okay, and let's add more of those. Okay, I guess that we will need way more of the solidify thingy. This is cool. The way to add more edges here would be creating a loop here in the middle and drag it inwards like this. I will also do the same on the other side just to make it same, and tap out R for rotation, G, and let's just place it on our code here like that. Okay, so this is another little detail that we're gonna add today to the code. Let's add the mirror. That's gonna be the very first one actually, and let's toggle the X to Y and select the object of the copy to the body. And the last part that we are missing would be the color, so let's just make a quick one. So again, this is gonna be a plain G, move it down like this, and we're gonna go with, okay, I again just did the same as we did at the beginning, made a loop there, tap to the object mode, G, place it in the middle over here, edit mode S, X, and scale it down like this. Number 3 as X, sorry, SY, G. Now I'm actually moving it in the edit mode just to have the origin here around the middle. I mean, wait, is that actually something that we want? No, we don't want that. I will just select only those vertices here, and then G, Y. And let's just make it... Okay, this is cool. It's gonna be pretty large, okay. Object mode. And let's place it behind the neck here. That's where the color will start. Tap to the edge object, edit mode, and now we'll just do the extrusion. And so yeah, we're just gonna extrude it around the neck. We'll try at least. E, rotate, and now we're just gonna place it exactly where that end. G, Y, X actually here. Okay, we're just gonna place it exactly where the edge of that code is. So E, G, and just, okay, this is how it looks. It's gonna look very easy. Now we can proceed to the front view, and we can extrude it down. So let's just take those two vertices and let's just extrude them down like that. Okay, so we still have a lot to go. This is what I really like about Blender, that you know it has those fast shortcuts you can always work with. Okay, so obviously now our goal will be placing those vertices so they would go around the place that we actually created. Okay, now we need to play at this angle here. Okay, I see. So we're just gonna place it very close. Okay, like this. Again, it's a vertex game. As usual, I mean, as is very usual. So let's go here. It's too much. Okay, and I guess that those two will go more like this. I'm gonna add the mirror. Okay, Y, and it's cool. Let's try to add some sort of modifier, like subdivision surface. And this code actually will have it. Okay, it's kind of misplaced, so we need to move G, Y, and let's just move this code in the middle. And let's extrude those out again. Place them down here. Okay, G. And we'll just have to end it somewhere around as we had before. Okay, so we're gonna add a solidify to make it like that. Shoop, shoop, shoop. And let's add the bevel as well, not boolean, bevel. And shade smooth. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let us see. It's gonna be. Let's make some edges here, as it already usually has some. So G, Y, I like that. G, Y, and This one will have it very, very. Okay, GY. How do you like this? GY. It's too much. We will also fix it here. GY, and let's just take those out. GY, and let's just. Okay, let me see if there's any. Okay, there's little fragments, so let's just GX and see. Okay, this is it. Cool. Let's make it edgy. So we can add a loop here, and let's just drag it down. Loop on the other side as well. Let's make another loop here. G and just drag it towards that part again here. We're gonna add the level of the subdivision surface. Okay, so again. We always tend to miss this part here, which just exposed in the empty neck. So we're just gonna drag those up. Nothing complicated, as we have a really beautiful mesh topology here. This is really straightforward and easy. Okay, so just gonna actually make this one, that's the one that's gonna close it. Let us see. Okay, it's closed. Okay, perfect. So this is the perfect closed code. So inwards or in underneath the code, you can have anything that you like, but I guess that this is the beautiful code of ours. I actually do really like it, by the way. So let's just quickly add a sweater. So that's hopefully easy, very easy now. So we actually gonna copy the body and just move it down here in the clothes, and the battery of my camera just ran out, so you'll just have to bear with no face now. So yeah, I guess you can do it. So basically the body will just serve as the sweater. So the very first thing we're gonna do is apply all the modifiers like that. We're gonna go to the edit mode of this sweater, and we're just gonna scale it out slightly. Okay, just slightly in the just slightly. Okay, very easy, so it doesn't go outside our code. And so at this point we're just gonna add a cylinder. Look at it, so big. GZ, move it down, just scale it down, shade it smooth. I guess that's not even necessary, but okay, so we won't be using that. Okay, let's just place it here in the middle. Let's just make it very small, so it go around the neck somehow. It doesn't have to be precise right now. And let's click on our body and let's add the boolean. We're gonna go with a difference, and we're just gonna select that cylinder as the reference object. We're gonna toggle off the cylinder, and now you can see that we got a perfect circle that was cut out from that body. Now we're just gonna go and add a circle. The idea here is now to create this little color of that sweater, right? So I'm just gonna go and scale it down in the edit mode like this, tap out G, place it again somewhere so it would be in the middle of the neck. I just had to speed up a little bit as usual at the end because, you know, we ran out of time as usual. So to the edit mode, it's scale it down around the neck. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but let's place it around this position. And okay, so we tap into edit mode, E, left click and scale it out like this. Okay, so this is just gonna be a little tiny detail color. So that's just it. Tab out G, Z, and let's just move slightly down. We're gonna proceed and do it ourselves. No modifiers needed, so we're just gonna go with sorry everything, E, Z, and just drag it up like that. A everything, E, Z, and now now drag it up, make it really thick. Now let's add the subdivision surface modifier. Let's increase the level of the viewport. Okay, so look at this, very easy to play with. G, and now we can obviously just cover the hole that was created there in there. Wait, I think I kind of messed the whole rotation thing. Okay, so basically now we can just place it so it covers that hole. And obviously if we want, we can also play with sort of the angle. Okay, so this time, yeah, I got both sides in the X-ray view, and now we can go with G, but before that, let's turn on the proportionality Z, and let's just drag it down like this. Okay, this was too much, but just tiny little bit. Okay, so right click on it and I just place it so it's okay, so it covers basically everything, and just shade it smooth, and suddenly we have those with beautiful color of our sweater. That is inwards. Okay, it is underneath, or maybe it's a t-shirt underneath just this really beautiful coat. So thank you so much again for tuning the live modeling session today. I hope that you got something out of it as usual. So it was a pleasure. Have a great day, and Thang is